Geoholics.
Really excited to have this conversation. It's going to be a good one. If you would, real quick, just name who you're with and what you do, and we'll get rolling.
Hi, I'm Kristie Achee. I work for QK, and I am president-elect to California Land Surveyors Association.
Right on.
Hi, I'm Kathy Nitayangkul. I work with Polaris Land Surveying, and I'm treasurer for California Land Surveyors Association.
Interesting. So how long have you guys been involved with CLSA? A while.
I moved here from Mississippi 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And I went out immediately when I moved to Bakersfield to find my people.
Find your people. There you go. There you go.
And I've been for over 20 years, most of my career, got involved in the local chapter. And then once I was licensed, started getting involved at the state level.
Yeah. Yeah. Talk about why it's important to be involved with your state chapters.
It just the camaraderie, the education.
I think it's important for our association just because they give such a voice to surveyors in the larger scope in our state, as far as their lobbying goes and watching all of the bills and legislation that's coming through. I appreciate that somebody else is watching that and to be able to get that information. Also the outreach and education that they offer, but conferences like this too, to be able to, California is a large and diverse state and to be able to gather with all the surveyors and get get all the different points of view and meet all your fellow peers.
Yep.
So in the association, is there a lot of females that you connect with there?
I mean, we have more here than again, coming from Mississippi, I would be the only female in the room a lot of times. So I was very surprised when I moved to California that it was like, oh, there's other women.
Okay.
I would like to just state, this is the first time in California Land Surveyors Association's history that we've had two females on the executive committee at the same time.
So awesome.
The first one was in 88, first female president, and it took 31 years for the second one. And I'll be the third after 7 years, and then Kathy after 2.
Wow. That's amazing.
That's brilliant. Yeah.
Congratulations. Yeah. That's incredible.
Yeah, that's a 60-year history for our associations.
How did you get into survey?
My dad was a land surveyor and a civil engineer.
Yep.
So he needed help on weekends. So
rest is history.
Started when I had to stand on my tiptoes to look at the level bubble.
So cool. How about you, Kathy?
I came through with an undergrad in watershed sciences or systems science and policy. So we had done a lot of leveling and whatnot in, the watershed environment. Yep. And after school, I met up with somebody that was working at a civil survey firm, and they thought that I would enjoy it. And just having the geospatial skills through GIS and whatnot, it translated over really nicely.
Yeah, absolutely. And have you guys been to one of the Women Surveyor Summits in the past, or is this your first one?
It's my first.
First one.
I came to my first one last year.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it was hooked. It was amazing to just meet other women doing what I do. Where I'm at in my county, there's only 2 of us that are licensed. And so I've been in a bubble. And and so it was really nice to get out and meet 100 women that do what I do and to see that there's others out there. There are some in California, but in my particular region, it's very limited.
Sure. Did you drag Kristie here then?
I did tell her about it.
How has it been for you, Kristie, this your experience so far? Like, what are some of the key takeaways?
It's amazing. Again, just seeing all the different women and the different levels of their career, students coming in. I know there were some chapters in CLSA that had scholarships for students to be able to provide them access to get here. Just again, the camaraderie.
Hear that a lot.
Yeah.
How about you, Kathy?
I'm sorry, I missed the question.
No, just like what, at this year's events, what are some of the takeaways that you're going to leave here with?
Oh, the camaraderie is definitely a big part of it, but also just knowing that, there's so many women that are still looking for mentors. There's been a talk about mentorship and mentor-mentee, and that there's still so many that are seeking that and have the same questions that I had when I first started as a woman in the field. And so to be able to stand up and be that for others.
Right. So on that note, we talk about mentorship a lot on the podcast, because we also believe that it is absolutely crucial, right, to grow the profession. Talk about mentors maybe that you've had in your career.
Okay, I'd love to. So one of the mentors of mine, Lynn Kovach, she was working at a competing firm when I was newly licensed, and I just had to keep seeking her out. And I wanted so much to be able to just pick her brain and just talk about things that, aren't really concerns for most in the field, but I was a young mom and just navigating that and wanting to know how she did it. She had 2 older children. And so she was wonderful in those early years where I could just tap into her. But then I was able we finally started working together, and she brought me along with boundary surveying and has taught me so much and is now one of my business partners. So yeah, just
that's a great
really,
story.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That is awesome. How about you, Kristie? Your dad, obviously.
Yeah, obviously my dad. Oh, yes. And he just got out of the hospital, so I do want to give him a shout out.
Oh my gosh.
He's feeling better.
Good.
He's older. He's an older gentleman, 86 and a half.
Oh, wow.
Retired. Yes, he's retired. And then when I moved to California, again, started going to the local Bakersfield CLSA meetings.
Yep.
We've had a couple of presidents come through Bakersfield of the association. So Ron Nelms and Roland Van Valk.
Yeah, I know Ron.
Yeah, they definitely helped me out along the way.
Awesome.
Have you found with where you came from and where you are and stuff and not having that contact with other women surveyors for a lot of your career, now seeing how different it is having these connections?
It's very different. Yeah. And there's a joke, right? That when you come to these conferences, you actually have to stand in line.
Yeah.
The restroom.
Just talking about that before.
That's awesome.
Right. And when you go to the full state conferences, then it's a whole lot easier.
Yeah.
How long have you been surveying? Well, since you were a kid then, right?
Yes.
And then, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm actually licensed. I got licensed in Louisiana first in 2002, Mississippi 2004, California 2006. So yeah, and previous to that, again, since I was I was probably on the payroll since about 13.
That's awesome. That's funny. No child labor laws there.
So there was no doubt you were going to be a surveyor.
Well, I actually started off in civil engineering.
Okay.
And then I found my way back to land surveying. Yeah. And again, in Mississippi, there was not a degree.
Yep.
Or not local, and you had to go to out of state.
Yep.
There was very few at that time, land surveying or geomatics engineering degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I do have a civil degree.
Oh, you do? Okay. Are you dual licensed?
I have my EIT, but I have not moved forward to get the P.
You're like, I'm happy being a surveyor.
In 3 states.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think I'm good.
Yeah, you're good. How about you, Kathy? How long have you been in the industry?
A little over 25 years.
25
I got
years.
licensed in 2008, but because I came through without my 4-year degree is not in surveying. So once I started working, I took night classes in surveying and filled in the gaps there. So yeah, 25 years.
Yeah. So what changes have you guys seen in the profession, from a female surveyor perspective over those 20 plus years that you guys have been in the business?
There's certainly more women in the field now. And I find
it does seem like that's
it's a great trajectory, especially when we go to the conferences at the universities, Fresno State and Cal Poly Pomona. You see more female students. It's great. The numbers are growing. And certainly just the representation on the state boards, you're seeing more women.
That's huge.
Yes. Yeah. And then as some of the women grow into their careers and they become hiring managers, I know for myself, we hire more women. So it's just a balloon effect.
Yep.
I can't agree more.
Same. She's like, ditto. What she said. So I'm curious, we've asked everybody this question. If there's some ladies listening to this conversation that, we're on the fence about coming to the event this year, but, considering it for next year, what would you tell them? And like, why is it important that they're here, that they show up?
I can speak to that. I really believe, and I've seen the quote before, you can't be what you can't see. Yes. Show up. Be here, show other women who you are, what you do, so that others will stand up and do the same. I think this is the best way to grow our profession, but also to make more women feel comfortable doing it.
Ditto.
You got me. Exactly.
So I'm going to ask you a question I haven't asked anybody yet. Yeah, and I don't think it's out of line. I've had the opportunity to work with, a handful of women surveyors, and they're phenomenal surveyors, right? Why do you think women make good surveyors?
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that question.
They're just detail oriented.
But we're different, and I think that, men and women bring certain traits naturally, I guess, to a profession like surveying, but why do you think women do make really good surveyors?
I think it was said yesterday at one of the talks, but we're detail oriented.
Mm-hmm.
We look out for each other. I
think you can fall into some of the stereotypical traps about, being detail oriented and whatnot. But at the end of the day, like in the field, I don't come across as somebody very threatening. And so if you're in a situation where there's landowners that are contentious,
interesting,
I think there's a mediation quality that helps, especially, when you're doing boundary work. And so there's a place for, I guess, the woman's touch, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just,
sure.
It's a different approach. Mm-hmm. It's a different, not philosophy or anything else, but a perspective.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a mediation quality that gives us an advantage a little bit.
And maybe we're just
1,000%.
Maybe we're a little friendlier sometimes in such situations. I know I'm always usually the first one to pick up the phone and call a client or someone. I can ask a male cohort to do the same, and I ask them the next day, and it still hasn't been done. So just pick it up and start the conversation.
Yep.
I think that we just sometimes we look at things differently. We just see things. Yeah. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Got to have both.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think sometimes, this is probably a little bit stereotypical that a man will just jump in and do. Whereas we will sit back and look and assess and go, okay, this is the best way forward.
Sure. Yep. Actually follow instructions.
Well, not so much follow instructions, but actually
think it through.
Think it through a bit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Agreed. We should probably stop right there.
Well, I've never been scared to ask a question too. There's no dumb questions, right? The only dumb questions
men are always prideful, and don't want to look dumb or whatever. And anyways, all right, that's a whole nother podcast. We'll have you guys back.
Kristie's going no. Nope.
Yeah.
This is her one and only.
Yeah.
We're privileged to have her on.
Absolutely. Definitely. You got anything else, Peter?
No, it's been lovely to meet you. And
great to meet you guys.
And it's great that you're both sitting on the boards and stuff like that.
Yeah. And just for that reason, I'm going to get more involved with CLSA.
There you go.
Please do.
Thank you. We look forward to it.
Hold him to it.
Hold me to it.
We will.
Thank you so much for your time. It's been great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Anna. How are you? Are you recording? We are. Are you? Good. Are you hanging in there?
Great.
You look refreshed.
5 hours.
Oh, compared to the 2 hours the last
6 hours the night before, which was really good, and then maybe 2 hours the night before that. So yeah, I'm good.
Job. All right. Well, that's great. Little drop in of Anna Rios. Yeah, we love Anna. She's amazing.
She seems to not come near us when we're.
She's avoiding us. Yeah, right. Well, this is going to be a great conversation. Excited for this one for sure. Real quick, if you would, just name who you're with, what you do. Who wants to go first? Cara or Carroll? Carroll.
Go first. My name is Carol Morman, and I am dual licensed. So I am licensed civil engineer and land surveyor in Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky. I have a part-time business that I do in Southeast Indiana. We do mostly boundary surveys. And then I run the land surveying program at Cincinnati State Technical and Community College in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Cool.
We have an ABET accredited land surveying program that I'm very proud of that we just started in 2020. In fact, Cara is one of our first graduates in our class. So, I've been in the industry for well, I've been at Cincinnati State for 28 years, and then I was in industry for another 6 or 7 years before that. So I've been surveying a long time. Yeah.
So when did you start? You said, what year did you start surveying about?
I started in 1989 with my co-op jobs.
Co-op job. So is that how you got introduced to it then?
I got introduced to it because my parents suggested that I should be an engineer when I went to college. And back when I went to college, nobody knew what an engineer was. So I was like, sure, I can do that.
Yeah.
And I looked at the list of different types of engineers, and I was like, chemical. I know what chemistry is. I like chemistry.
Sure.
Well, by the time I applied to engineering school, chemical engineering was full. So alphabetically go down the list. Civil. So I got into engineering, and I never looked back. I got into a surveying course, and I was like, this is what I need to do. This is so awesome.
I love how all these people that go into engineering and they do the surveying part.
That's screw that engineering stuff.
That's surveying they do, and they go, no, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And go ahead, Cara, if you would.
I'm Cara Tryling. I am licensed in both Ohio and Kentucky as just a land surveyor.
Mm-hmm.
I got my bachelor's degree from Cincinnati State as the first female to graduate from the program.
Wow.
And I work full-time as a licensed professional at Brandstetter, Carroll, currently trying to help create the surveying program within the company.
Okay. Well, that's exciting.
Yep.
And did we mention mother-daughter? Well,
Yeah.
we should mention that.
It's my mom.
So I have so many questions. So from your perspective, did you obviously you didn't force her to go into the land surveying profession, but you grew up in it, right? You were probably, working in some capacity as a surveyor. No, mom's shaking her head. She's like, no.
And in high school and early college, if my dad needed a second person, I'd go out with him. But I was like, I am never going to be a surveyor. Never even paid attention. I had no want to be a surveyor.
How did that change?
Sorry, your husband is a surveyor as well?
He's a respiratory therapist that's been surveying for 30 years.
Interesting.
Okay.
Everybody's been surveying at some point. I swear. For sure.
Yeah. So my dad, when he was younger, he did sound and lighting production. And so I was like, ooh, I want to do that. Took a couple courses, not really my thing. It's like, all right, we'll try construction management. And started in that. And we have to take a surveying class for the construction management. And everybody thought I knew everything in that class. And I was like, guys, I know nothing.
Yeah.
But as it went on, I was like, great. I actually like it. I guess it's in genetics.
She tried so hard not to want to survey. And I wanted them, we've got 2 girls, and I wanted them both to choose whatever they wanted to do. So
yeah.
Love that.
Switching gears a little bit, because I find it interesting that you're both licensed in Ohio and Kentucky. I mean, obviously Ohio, tons of history there when it comes to PLS, and then Kentucky, meets and bounds. Very, very, very different.
Yes.
Yeah. Talk about the challenges, just kind of working in the 2 different states.
It gets confusing sometimes.
I would have to believe it would. Yeah.
In Kentucky, I kind of just go with it.
Yeah.
Is the best way to put it, because you don't have the section corners, and so you're kind of all right, well, what do we have around here? Yeah. And then if there's nothing, you're like, hey, let's see what happens and what I find and go from there.
It's got to be so interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, working in a PLS state is challenging enough, putting everything together, and ALCA parts and all that stuff. So I can't even imagine. I've never surveyed in Kentucky, but I can't even imagine what it's like.
Yeah.
What's interesting is Cara, her experience started in Indiana, so PLS is established there.
Yep.
and now works mostly in Kentucky, is where most of her work is.
Mhm.
My starting experience was all in Kentucky.
Interesting.
And then I went to Indiana and Ohio. I was like, oh, wow, we're not looking for burned down log cabins anymore or the cattle paths.
Yeah.
We're actually looking for section corners. So very, very different environments.
Yeah. Yeah. So fun. Have you guys been to one of these summits before this one?
This is our third.
Third one?
Yep. I saw it. I forget how I came across it, but right before the one in Minnesota, I looked at my mom. I'm like, hey, we should go to this. And she's like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, we need to go. And
yeah,
every year we've been able to convince our companies that we get to go and get to go as mom and daughter, which is so much fun.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Carol, you were a bit skeptical of the women.
Well, I tell you what, when I started, many times I'm the only woman in the room.
Yep.
Yep. Everybody, I think, has experienced that. And so I'm just used to not even noticing that I'm the only woman in the room anymore. And really what made me notice it most is when I took Cara to her first conference, and she looks around and she says, are there always so few women? And I looked around and there were like 5 of us. And I was like, this is a lot.
Yeah.
We're making progress. It's funny that you say that, though, because obviously I've never had the experience of being the only woman in the room. But on Friday night, I was the only man in the room. And, Trent, of course, was there as well. And you were standing there, and I love, this is such a sobering moment for me. Yeah. I'm like, Trent, this is really awkward, being like only 2 guys in the room. And she goes, now you know how we feel. Right? I was like, wow. Yeah, that was
he was just like oh my God, like that kind of moment.
Yep.
It's like, right.
Definitely.
Well, and my husband and I, he goes to a lot of conferences and a lot of events with me and really supports what we do. And it's not anymore, but in the beginning, it was everybody talked to him.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, you gotta talk to her. I have no idea what they're talking about.
We'll talk about some takeaways from this event. We've been to a couple others. Everyone we've talked to is like, every year it gets better and better. Obviously, there's more ladies showing up, so the trajectory of this is incredible. Talk about your guys' experience at this one in particular, or how it's been different over the last few years.
Yeah, I was actually talking to Anna, and she says it's been increasing by about 50 people every single year, which is insane.
Yep.
But I have built a lot of friendships and just connections since that first summit. And like every year we've come back and it's like, oh my God, hey, how are you? Like, what have you been up to? And like, I have other people I can ask questions to. And like with the Facebook group, it's been nice because I have a question. I'm like, okay, yes, I can go ask the guys, but this is more of a female kind of question.
Yep.
And I can ask it and not feel like judged in any sense that that's a weird question to ask. It's no. All right, here's the answer. Here's what I've experienced in regards to that, which has been fantastic.
Yeah. We've heard so much about that Facebook group that you guys have and how much support it provides. And it just makes me think about, I can't even think of the name of some of the Facebook groups that all surveyors can get on, but they're so mean.
Life of a Surveyor.
Like somebody posts something and they just get like hammered, and like, how could you ask that question? But like, I don't even get on them. It's so frustrating. It's been
super supportive, and like she doesn't have Facebook, so I'm like the conduit of like, hey, this is happening and people are talking about this, and like if she has something I can post it, but it's been kind of funny in that regard.
Yeah. So funny. So, Carol, go ahead and talk about your experience a little bit.
As far as my experience, it's been interesting to see so many women in the same room and the accomplishments of some of these women, the companies that they've built, the things that they've done is just incredible. But the other part of it is all of the really young women that are here that are just learning and they're absorbing everything that they can. And I'm hoping, that since I've been in the industry a bit longer, that I can serve as a mentor, kind of help or guide or do what I can to help the profession move forward.
Super beautiful.
Isabella wants to do a dual. She wants to do the civil was it civil?
Yeah.
And the surveying?
Yeah.
We need to introduce you to
Absolutely.
her because I think
You may have met her. She's 20 years old. She's like the youngest girl in the room. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, she was just saying that that's what she would like to do is to achieve both of them,
Okay.
sort of thing. And so I think,
Yeah. Well, there's so many mentoring opportunities in this group. It's crazy.
Well,
It's so powerful.
I'm a young mom, and like last year at the summit, it was kind of hilarious. I was 6 months pregnant. I looked huge, but we did, like, everybody loved it that I was able to like be there and be a part of things and do stuff. And then this year coming back, everybody's like, oh, how are the kids? Cause I have 2 little boys now. And they're like, how are the kids? Like, how are you doing? And having other moms in the room besides just mine
That can relate.
to the trying to work full time, trying to take care of kids and all of the things, and give me advice on both the professional side and the mom side has been like fantastic, because there are days where I definitely feel like I'm prioritizing the wrong thing, or like I'm completely drowning because I'm trying to do everything all at once.
Yeah. And other ladies have talked about it, like this exact same thing. It's like just the camaraderie, that goes along with being a part of this group is just, you can't put a price tag on it. It's amazing. Last question. And I think we've asked everybody this just because I think it's very powerful as well. Any ladies listening to this conversation that, maybe couldn't make it this year for whatever reason, but they're considering coming next year, what would you tell them?
Come, definitely do it. Whether you can convince your company to pay for it, or if you have to do it out of your own pocket, it is worth it, because the connections and just the experience, whether you think you know everything, or if you are just starting out, you learn so much just from talking to other people, but also the sessions. I've learned things that I didn't realize were part of the profession that have furthered me in the way I think.
Yeah. Well said. Yeah. Carroll, fittingly, you get the last word on that one.
Okay. Well, I would tell them that absolutely this is a place to come and to meet people and to talk to people and to learn, and to get maybe a mentor, somebody that they need, somebody they can talk to. It was a woman that came and talked to one of my college classes, and she was a business owner of a Fortune 500 company. And I just saw her in her red suit and her speaking, and I was like, man, one day.
That's awesome.
One day. So, if other women can come here and they can get an experience of, oh my gosh, I can attain that. This is where I can be one day. Then that's what we want.
That's so cool. That's awesome. Anything else? PC? All good?
Yep.
Are you happy?
I'm happy.
Perfect. You guys are amazing. Thanks for your time. Really appreciate it. And enjoy what's left of the conference.
Thank you so much.
All right.
got some special ones for this list.
These are 2 special ladies. No doubt about it. They look a little nervous. There's nothing to be nervous about. We just have fun.
People?
What's that?
People?
We are nice people, and people seem to like us. Right. We got them all fooled. Definitely. All right, let's get on with this. This is going to be a great conversation. If you would, real quick, just give us your name, who you're with, and what you do.
I'm currently with St. Louis University Civil Engineering program, and I am a student.
Full-time student?
Yes.
In the civil engineering program?
Yeah, but I also do surveying on the side. I compete in surveying competitions through American Society of Civil Engineers.
Wow.
And I help teach a surveying course at my university.
Very cool. We're going to circle back on that for sure. Isabella, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Saldana-Zapata. I'm a CAD tech at Sabak, Wilson, and Lingo. We are in Louisville, Kentucky, and I'm also a student at Vincennes University.
Wow. So you guys are both students.
Yes.
That's good.
Can I just say something?
Yeah,
because
jump in.
nobody knows this yet, and we said they were very special young ladies that we have. We do a scholarship.
Geoholics.
The Geoholics do a scholarship for this event, and these are our 2 beautiful ladies that won the scholarships this year.
Briefly, like how we do that every year, and the ladies submit a paragraph or whatever about.
Yeah,
So the last 3 years, I think we've been doing it now. And, I put a thing out there on social media and we've got a couple of scholarships and, I get the ladies to send us something about, what they're doing, why they would appreciate the scholarship. Sometimes it's a bit hard to get to these events.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can support up and coming, young ladies into this profession, then it's really awesome that we're able to do that.
Yeah.
It's very dear to my heart.
Yep. And, so excited you guys were able to take advantage of that, that scholarship, that assistance. But let's circle back. So, Isabella, you are in the civil engineering program, but is there a survey component to that, I'm assuming?
Yeah, so we have a surveying course that kind of partners with the GIS course.
Okay.
And we have a couple-week program for the surveying that we do. I took that my sophomore year. I got really into it. We have through American Society of Civil Engineers, we have a surveying competition that we can compete in. So last year I competed as a co-captain and we ended up placing second place in our region.
Wow.
So we're going back this year for surveying. I'm going to be fully the captain this year. So hopefully we get first place. I guess we'll see. But yeah, I really enjoy doing the surveying. I kind of help teach the surveying course for the sophomores. Just so then they can kind of get like student training from it. I kind of try to recruit people for, join the surveying team for American Society of Civil Engineers. And yeah, it's just something I'm really passionate about outside of, just civil engineering. So I'm really glad that I can be here and, network with professionals and learn more about the field from, things that I probably wouldn't see, through like a civil engineering course.
Very cool. Maybe, surveying will be in the Olympics one of these days. Hey, if curling can be in the Olympics, surely surveying can be in the Olympics, right?
Well, surveying is in the Olympics. It's
That's true. That's true. And same thing with you, Isabella. Talk about, gosh darn it. Why do I think you're both Isabella? She's the least.
Two eyes.
Yes, exactly. Iris, if you would talk about, the education program that you're going through as well.
Yeah, so actually I started the program last semester when I finally decided that I wanted to pursue my license. I've been in the surveying industry for about 9 years now, and women were talking about yesterday about how fear is fear just being the reason people don't do anything. Yep. Well, I think for me, fear was my motivator because here in just the current administration, Spanish was my first language. And when I was 6, we migrated from Mexico to the US, and just with everything going on, I was like, I think this is a wonderful opportunity to just go ahead and try to get my license. And my family has been so supportive. It's been really refreshing. And the teacher, currently, her name's Jessica Hess, and she's been such a motivator in my education journey right now, and especially my company. So I'm sending a shout out to them, but they've been really great.
Yeah, for sure. So you work in Kentucky.
Yes.
Kentucky is a meets and bounds state versus a PLSS state. Have you worked in both PLS and meets and bounds?
Yes. So my first company, I worked in Indiana. We were in downtown Jeffersonville. So we worked in the PLS system in Indiana and in the meets and bounds in Kentucky. So I do have experience on both. So right now with my current education, I'm going to try to get my Indiana license first.
Get that one first.
Yes. So that one's the one I'm most excited about.
Yeah. So talk about your experience being so far. Okay. First and foremost, have either of you been to one of the Women's Surveyor Summits before?
No.
This is both your first time?
Yeah, first time.
Perfect. So, Isabella, why don't you go first? Just talk a little bit about takeaways so far, what's maybe been really impactful for you?
Yeah, I'm really grateful for the opportunity to network and meet a lot of new people. I came here being the youngest person, I think. not knowing anybody. So I was just like sitting at a table by myself, and, Heather came up to me and she found some people that she think I could like mesh with well.
Nice.
And I made a lot of friends while I was here, which I'm really grateful for. And then I got to see not see, but like hear about, how their job works, what they do at their job and all that. I got to meet some professors who do like a surveying program at their university, and I'm thinking about getting like dual accreditation, which is something I never would have heard of if I hadn't have come. I just think getting the opportunity to meet all these amazing women and hearing about, what they do, and they're all willing to help me with my future and stuff. I'm just really grateful for the opportunity to be here.
How old are you?
I'm 20.
Yeah.
Oh my God. She's got to be the youngest one here.
Yeah, I think so.
Unbelievable. So I have to ask you, of course, how did you get interested in surveying? Was it just by going through the civil engineering program and you got some exposure, or is there more to the story?
Yeah, so the first experience I had with surveying was taking the course that I had to take through my university in GIS and surveying through the engineering program. I got really into it. I really enjoyed the course that I did take. And then I joined the ASCE team, and then I had a internship over the summer with civil engineering predominantly, but then I got to do some surveying while I was there, and I knew what I was doing. I was really good at it, which was really nice. And so I was like, hey, this is something that I really enjoy doing, so I got more involved.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Great story.
So much better being a surveyor than an engineer.
Agreed. So much more fun. Surveyors are so much more fun than engineers. There's no doubt about that. Same thing. Talk about your takeaways from the conference so far.
I really enjoyed just having the space to feel safe.
Sure.
It's definitely just been really refreshing. Also, one thing I did want to point out is like, I'm not the only like Latino person here, and that is just so exciting for me because I've just never seen that before. And like 6-year-old me is like screaming inside. So it's definitely been so helpful to just network with a lot of women with all their experience, and definitely like during the presentations, just learning about like Southwest areas in the country, and just overall, just pretty much gathering all this. Yeah. So definitely so grateful to be here, and definitely thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, I'm so glad. And same question to you. You said you migrated here when you were 6 years old with your family from Mexico. How did you get introduced to surveying and become passionate about it?
Yeah, so whenever I graduated, I went to the drafting program at our local community college, and I graduated like within a year. And my professor was like, hey, like they're hiring at this surveying company. And I was like, what's surveying? So I went there and literally got the job in like 5 minutes. I was like, oh my gosh. So it was super exciting. But I started as a CAD tech, and I worked there for like 7 years. They never put me out in the field, but our company shut down after me being there for 7 years. And then at my new company, they've been putting me out in the field, and that's just been so fun.
I love that. I think, whether you love the drafting or whether you love the field, I really think that you need to do both to have the understanding.
Sure.
If you're drafting stuff, you need to know what goes on in the field.
For sure.
Yeah. So those companies that do send CAD people out into the field is awesome.
Yeah, definitely. It's good to have that experience. What else? What else you got, Pia?
What are you going to do when you leave here this weekend? How are you going to take what you've got from this weekend?
Keep the momentum going. Yeah.
So I actually, after I decided to pursue my license, I reached out to my local organizations. So I'm involved in the ISPOLS, which is an Indiana organization, and Kentucky, which is CAPS. And in Indiana, we're actually trying to do a Surveyors Rendezvous where we try to, for next year, we're trying to raise scholarships for the students in our local area, since there's not like a lot of interest. So that's like one thing out of this event is just watching like everybody being able to plan such a nationwide event, and just taken away a lot of ideas from this so we can implement it for next year. So it's definitely been super exciting to get that information.
Yep.
So we're looking forward to it.
Yeah. So talk about and you're a little bit further along in your career, obviously, than what Isabella is. Talk about the importance of mentorship.
Yeah, I think that is invaluable, like information we get from our local surveyors. At my company, we have 5 licensed surveyors, and it's just been super important for me to just talk to them, get information from them, and just learn from them. And it's always so important to ask questions. A lot of people always shy away from that just because, just being nervous or just being in the industry for not that much time.
Yep.
So I definitely encourage people to always ask questions and just be available there to just absorb that
Be
information.
available. I love that. Yeah. I think we have the perfect mentor-mentee relationship right here.
Well,
I would highly recommend it.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask Isabella, have you met someone in here that you feel that could be a mentor for you?
Yeah, for sure. I've met a lot of women that are near my age. We get along really well. I've gotten a lot of LinkedIn accounts while I was here. Just so then, if I have any questions, I have a great network of people that I met here that I can ask about surveying.
I think we have like a cheerleading camp or something.
I know.
A bunch of
girls.
10 to 12-year-olds or something.
One more question for you guys. If if there's ladies out there listening to this interview,
You might need to yell.
and listen to this interview, and they were thinking about coming this year, and they didn't for whatever reason. What would you say to them to get them motivated to show up next year?
I think that, it's just such a wonderful opportunity. Honestly, one of the reasons I even came was because there was one other woman in the organization, and she was like, "Hey, I went to this and it was just so amazing to be around other women and just sharing your knowledge, being able to ask them questions and just feeling like you can be yourself." So I think definitely, also social media played a big part in that because I was able to just go into just browse and just see how many people were able to go. And then also the Facebook page that the Women's Surveyors Summit, you could see all the networking that was going on in there. And it was also very exciting just to see everybody's point of view and seeing just how excited they also were about it. So I think that's one of the big things for me was just how exciting people were for it.
Yeah. Very well said. Appreciate that. How about you, Isabella?
I know for me personally, I was really scared of doing all the traveling and stuff. But, I'm 20 years old. I got on the plane by myself, came all the way to a city I've never been to.
Vegas. Jeez.
I was able to make friends and network with people, and no one else here is my age. I say, just do it. You're going to find people. Everyone here is so nice, and they will even if I feel like everyone's kind of taking me under their wing and wants to be around me and stuff. I feel very involved in what's going on here. I just think don't be scared about, maybe coming here by yourself and all that, because there's a lot of amazing people here that will be really nice to you. And I haven't met an unkind soul yet this weekend.
That's awesome.
I love that.
So good. Well, I can say that I don't think there was 2 better recipients of our scholarship this year. And super excited that you guys, again, that you were able to make it. So glad we were able to have this conversation. And enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, here we are, day 2. This is bonus podcasting. Women's Surveyors Summit 2025 from Las Vegas, Nevada. Great day yesterday. Unbelievable day.
Yes.
We talked to so many amazing ladies.
Still got so many more to talk to that we had to do a second day.
I know. Yeah, go where the demand is, right? Yep. Did you have a good night last night?
I agree.
Yeah. You went to the comedy show?
That's my first.
First comedy show.
Yes.
Wow. Crazy. It was fun how the comedians kind of pointed out all the ladies that were there and made fun of being land surveyors in a not so nice way. It was pretty funny.
It was very funny.
But we'll have to get a copy of that recording and maybe release it at some point. Maybe. We are parental. Yeah. So there's that. Under 21. Exactly. All right, let's get on this. This is going to be an amazing conversation. I've been looking forward to this one since Friday, as a matter of fact, So real quick, if you guys would, just a quick self-introduction. I'm going to let you go first. Just name who you're with and what you do.
Okay. My name is Kaitlin Constantine. I am with DOWL, and I'm a professional land surveyor. I am the youngest professional land surveyor in the state of Nevada.
Youngest and female, obviously.
And female, yeah. Youngest female professional.
So I think it's okay if I ask you your age, right?
Yes, I am 30 years old.
But when did you get licensed?
I got licensed in 2022 when I was 26.
So young.
How cool is that?
We're going to find out how that's even possible. Well, go ahead.
I'm possibly the oldest land surveyor.
I love it. Yep.
My name is Rita Lumos. I am long retired, but I first started surveying in 1962.
Oh my gosh.
And had a long career and
amazing.
Got to do a lot of wonderful things.
Yeah. Okay, I have so many questions. This is going to be a long one. So how did you get into surveying in 1962?
Well, kind of accidentally.
like most of us do.
Yes.
Yeah. As I said in my talk yesterday, I grew up in a generation in which women didn't have a lot of opportunities. You were a housewife primarily. You could be a teacher or a nurse or a secretary. But other than that, we didn't have women doctors. We didn't have women lawyers. So I set out to be a high school math teacher and majored in math in college and found myself working at an engineering company and just sort of fell into it. They helped me. I did some self-study. I took some classes. I just loved the work.
Yeah. So like back then, what was the process to becoming a professional surveyor?
It didn't happen until a lot later. Before I had the audacity to even apply to become licensed, I probably had 15 years experience or so. Okay. And first time I applied, they turned down the application. Didn't have enough experience, 15 apparently enough. But there were no women around who did that kind of work, and there were no surveyors on the board. It was
engineers, right?
Yeah. It governed both engineering and surveying, but there were only engineers on the board. So I went out and got more kind of experience and reapplied, and finally they let me in. And it was the very beginning of the 2-day testing. So it was all together. The fundamentals and the professional exam were on successive days. Yeah. So that was a little bit grueling.
Yeah. So were you literally like one of the first women licensed surveyors in Nevada?
I was the first.
You were the very first one.
Yeah.
Wow. That's unbelievable.
And it was quite a lot of years.
We're sitting here with royalty.
I know. It was actually quite a lot of years before there was another one.
Really?
That was in 1979. And I don't think we had anybody else until late 80s.
Wow.
I might be wrong about that, but that's my recollection.
Amazing. So when you first started out, were you working in the field then? And then you just kind of worked your way?
Some in the field, but primarily in the office.
In the office, yeah.
Some mathematician.
Oh, true. Yeah, very critical. Well, that's amazing. So, Kaitlin, so you are the polar opposite, youngest surveyor. How did you get licensed by 26 years old?
Yeah, so I actually started out in civil engineering and also found surveying accidentally. So it's kind of cool how, it leads like that.
Yeah.
And when I got my civil engineering degree, I got hired as a civil engineer, kind of started working in surveying, fell in love with it, went back to school, got a land surveying degree. And then I applied to the board, after 4 years for my professional license.
Wow. So where did you get your land surveying degree from? Was it online or was it?
Yeah, I was in Great Basin College.
Great Basin, yeah. Yeah, they have a really good program. Yeah. And the fact like a lot of these survey programs are online. Oh, I mean, that has made such a massive difference.
Yeah, it was really nice. I worked full time while going to school part time.
Yep.
And they're really geared towards helping people who work out full time, who work full time. So, you know, the classes are later in the evening.
Sure.
Homeworks can be turned in, you know, within a certain time period.
Right.
I think it's the way they've got to go, isn't it?
They have to. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So I'm very curious to get both your perspectives on this event. Is it your first one or have you been to a woman surveyor summit?
I've been to the one in Virginia in 2022.
2022. Okay. So it's your second one.
It's my second
one. Cool. And how about you, Rim?
It's my first.
Your very first one. This is great. This is perfect. So I want to hear from you first, Kaitlin. I mean, you've been to one previously, like you mentioned. Just talk about, you know, the takeaways from being something like this and, you know, what you're super excited about.
Yeah, it's really awesome. You know, it's such a male dominated field. It's really hard to meet other women in the profession. And when I first heard about it, you know, it's very exciting. And, you know, you get here and you see how many women are in land surveying and it's just like nothing else. You know, when I go to other surveying conferences, I'm one in, you know, a couple hundred.
Yeah.
You know, and it's very, you know, male dominated and it can be really hard to find other women in this profession.
Sure. And I know you said you worked at DOWL. What's your position? What's your role with your company?
Yeah, I'm a professional land surveyor. I mainly do a lot of the boundary work. We do a lot of work for government agencies, counties, cities. I'm actually the county and city surveyor for 4 different Northern Nevada entities.
Yeah.
And so I do, you know, we do long boundary kind of, you know, we replace a lot of water lines from like the 1800s and so easements and right of way and, you know, and we're doing, you know, we do a lot of NDOT work, so a lot of long right of way stretches. So I mainly focus on
corridor work type stuff. Yeah. Well, it's got to be a lot of fun trying to piece those 1800s maps together
it can be a little frustrating.
Lines, yeah.
But
that's the fun of surveying though, right?
Yeah. It's like a historical puzzle, you know,
exactly.
so
historical puzzle.
Fun to kind of piece it all together and see what happened.
Yep. So, have you seen a growth in this event from 22 to 25?
Yeah, I think they said this is the most women that they've ever had show up. And so even from, you know, back then to now, it's great to see everyone, you know, it continue to grow and maybe next year it'll be over 200.
I think it will. No doubt about it.
With that being your second one, knowing a few more people from the first one that have come here, is that the contacts, are you keeping contact with those other ladies and stuff like that, knowing that you can reach out to them?
Yeah. I there's still a couple of people that I added from Snapchat that I followed from back then. You know, even just business cards and everything. There's been a couple times where I've reached out and, you know, had a problem and kind of asked them about something. So it's really good to be able to network and connect with people.
Yeah. What an amazing support resource that you have as a result of being a part of this event and meeting all these incredible ladies.
Couldn't have done it without Rita.
Well, speaking of incredible ladies, let's ask Rita the same thing. I mean, you're like one of the trailblazers that has gotten, you know, the number of ladies in the profession to where we are today. And you're probably like, I don't know about that, but you really are.
I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah. So
she's not like a trailblazer.
She is a trailblazer. Yes, absolutely. So when your first one, so I'm so excited to hear, you know, your perspective on this. What did you think when you showed up and there was 170 women here?
First, let me tell you what I thought before I showed up.
Okay. Oh. Even better.
I was skeptical.
Oh.
I've long been active in NSPS, NCWS, ABET.
Yep.
I did a lot of things. I was president of NSPS in my state association as well.
Yep.
And I thought, why are they doing this? Why are they not out participating in mainstream sort of organizations where they are known and found to be credible?
Sure.
So why are they here? And I even went so far as to talk to my granddaughter, who's a civil engineer, and she belongs to the Society of Women Engineers. I said, why do you need that? She said, there's still a lot of support we need from still a lot of misogyny.
Yep.
And so I came pretty interested to see, and I have to say, I find there's value.
Yeah.
Really was pleased with the questions people asked yesterday.
Sure.
And the support that you all give to each other. And it's a really wonderful thing.
Yeah. Yeah. But do you have some?
The yesterday having that panel, I thought was really, really great having the people up there. I didn't get to see much of it, but yeah, you're right. The questions and just having that safe space that they feel that they can ask those questions without feel like they're saying something stupid or being shot down or, you know.
Yeah. Although I have to say in all my activity, I never really felt that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, it's funny because, you know, I've been 30 years in the profession and, I've been quite lucky on the male side of who I've worked with and stuff, but I still have come across people like that and work sites. And there's still even some surveyors today who are very biased and, you know, all that sort of stuff. So, it's trying to educate those people.
I was in private practice for 26 years or so. And then I was asked to go to work as the city surveyor for the city of Las Vegas. And by that time, there was a surveyor member on the board who was an older fellow who really didn't like me all that much. And he
can't like you, Rita?
He did. He went to the public works director and said, "You can't hire her. She's not a real surveyor." I had been principal surveyor in my company for a lot of years. By that time, I'd been running crews and running people and dealing with clients. And some of my clients were the National Park Service and the big casinos on the Strip. And so then the public works director said, "She's got all the experience and she's got a license. I think she's probably
she's good. Don't worry about it. Move along." So we don't get an opportunity to talk to surveyors that have been in the business as long as you have. So I'm curious to get your perspective on just the profession as a whole. You know, what it was like when you first got into it, kind of what it's like today, and you know what you see, good, bad, and different. You know, about the profession in general.
I think when I started Surveyors, and it was an engineering company, surveyors were kind of second-class citizens, and they always were treated as others. And so by the time I was appointed to the licensing board, I fought really hard and got legislation passed that required an education. And they had a 10-year period before that took effect. So people who were in the pipeline had a chance to either get their license or get their degree.
Yep.
And I think that having that background that Kaitlin has gives her the opportunity to go in a room with anybody and be an equal. Yep. And I think that is so important.
Huge. Absolutely. How do you feel about that, Kaitlin?
Yeah, I think it's really important. I think that unfortunately there are still kind of that bias. You know, there's sometimes where engineers will, you know, think that they can survey and kind of do that. And, you know, it's kind of hard, but I think Rita's right. You know, it kind of gives me that background to be able to connect and relate and, you know, kind of explain to them why, you know, what we do is important and why we're doing it the way we're doing it. And, you know, there's a reason behind what we're doing.
Sure.
Can I ask, Kaitlin, with your age and working with those engineers and, you know, all of that sort of stuff, do they look down on you because they think you're so young? How do you know what, you know, you don't know what you're talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I get that. I get that pretty frequently.
Yeah. How do you handle it?
You know, I back it up with my work and I back it up with, you know, what I have done so far. And there are constantly people who are like, "Oh, well, you're young." I'm like, "Yeah, but I passed my exams. I have a degree. I had my experience. I know what I'm talking about." So you just kind of have to push through and, you know,
believe in yourself.
Yeah, believe in myself and believe that, you know, they could be wrong. They're just not willing to accept it.
And when you come to like an event like this, you know, you're surrounded by all these amazing ladies. Do you leave here feeling even more empowered and more confident?
Of course. How can you not?
That's
what, you know, there's a ton of, you know, it's great. It's, you know, I think there is a strength in connecting with people in hardships, and it kind of really uplifts you when you hear that other people go through the same struggles as you do.
Yep.
But they fought through, and they made it.
Sure. Yeah, it's super. That's really powerful.
I say it's been filling my cup this week.
I imagine.
Yeah.
So if there were, if there's ladies out there that were considering, coming to the event and just weren't able to, or just didn't make the decision to do it this year, what would you tell them about next year's event and, why they should be here?
Definitely tell them to come and push their company, make sure that, their company understands that it's important, or if they, they just come on their own to do it. I think it's a really powerful event. It's great to be around everyone else, and it's just awesome meeting other women who go through the same struggles.
Thanks. Right. Yeah. How about you, Rhea?
I would definitely encourage it. Unlike a week ago.
It changed your mind. It's awesome. It's awesome. Would you do anything else, Peter? This has been an amazing conversation. I could talk to these two for hours, but we do appreciate your time. It's been an honor and a pleasure to meet you, Rita. And, my goodness, you, like I said, are a trailblazer for the profession. And, it's been a pleasure having the opportunity to chat with you. Yep. And Kaitlin, of course, our rock star.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe in 50 years, you'll be there.
Yeah. I'll be here. You'll be there. Thanks, guys. Again, appreciate your time and enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you.
All right. Everyone's so giddy. This is awesome. I have to believe this might be our last interview of the event. And this is going to be the most fun one, I have a feeling.
I think it is.
Let's jump into this real quick. So if we could just have you guys do self-introductions. So just give us your name and kind of who you're with, what you do. Anything else you want to share would be great. So Evie, let you go first.
So thanks for the invite. My name is, in Spanish, Evie de la Rosa Ricciardi. I'm currently a professor at the University of Puerto Rico-Mayaguez campus. I've been professor of land surveying and topography for 29 years.
29 years?
Yes.
How cool is
Oh my gosh. At the same college or university?
I'm very loyal.
I was going to say.
I'm very loyal. So
That is amazing.
I studied my bachelor's in land surveying at the University of Puerto Rico.
Okay.
And they asked me, what are you going to do? And I said, really? I don't know. So they provide me a sponsorship or grant to go and study graduate studies. So I went to Purdue University.
Purdue?
So I'm a boilermaker.
Oh, right on. Okay.
So I did a master's over there, and then I came back for 3 years, and then Indiana is too cold for me. I went to UF. So I'm a Gator too. So I got my doctoral degree, University of Florida.
In like geomatics or?
In geomatics.
Yep.
By that time, geomatics went out of civil engineering. But my degree is in surveying, but my diploma is in civil engineering and coastal engineering.
Wow.
So,
and then you went back to Puerto Rico.
And I went back to Puerto Rico. And curiously, it's just that I want to introduce my former students now.
Yeah.
A few years later, after we got the huge Hurricane Maria, I went into volunteering, and I said, there was a conversation and somebody didn't want to pay me because I didn't study engineering. And I said, okay, don't worry. So 2 years ago, I finished civil engineering while I was teaching.
Oh my God.
So up to now, I'm a professional land surveyor and I'm engineering training back at home.
Okay.
Besides being a professor.
Jeez, that is quite the story. So how did you, what spurred your interest in surveying or geomatics?
Can we ask that question in a minute and just introduce
Yes, okay, we'll go back.
Yeah.
Let's go back.
Can we go back?
So with me, I have two students. One of my very good students. So I want to introduce two of them, who is Yanielyz and Hennessy. So I let the microphone for them to introduce themselves.
All right.
So, hi, my name is, in Spanish, Genesis Nicole Feliciano Castro. I am my 6th year of a dual bachelor's degree in civil engineering and surveying. My main bachelor's degree is in land surveying. And I'm currently the president of the student chapter of the Institute of Surveyors and the co-captain of the competition of NSPS.
So this is a great one to end.
I'm not worthy of this interview.
My name in Spanish is Yanielyz Delgado. I'm in my 5th year of the dual degree, also in survey and civil engineer. I am the vice president of the student chapter of the institute in Puerto Rico, and I'm the captain of the NSPS team.
Second year.
So
It's my 2nd year.
okay, so tell me about the NSPS team. What is that?
Well, it's a competition. The competition's in Washington, D.C. We get to do exercise works like triangulation, traverse, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Very antique and vintage, like we like to say. It's cool because we learn different. Like we don't do anything. It's everything by hand. We have to calculate everything and measure everything with chains and everything. So it's a different perspective. Yeah, it's very
Everybody should have.
I think so. There's so many surveyors that don't think that anymore. They just, need to know how to push the button and don't worry about anything else. So to me, that's fantastic.
The ghost in the machine.
How awesome are they, ladies?
So they get into a preparation, the competitions is next April.
Okay.
So we started from the semester. So we select a team before the last year ends, and we select the main team and we select the prospects for next year. So we call them the interns.
Interesting.
So they have to be part of all the training. So fortunately, since Yanielyz and Genesis have been, participating for several years, we always kept somebody that was competing that year before. Mm-hmm. So they go through a step of not just mathematics, training on the field, and physical training. Because Yanielyz didn't say, but I want to ask Genesis that it's not only one day of regular competition. There's always another day that is called the Monument Hunt.
Oh, yes.
I think I saw that on LinkedIn or something.
It's following this year.
So, Genesis, please tell us about.
Yeah, we have field day and we also have Monument Hunt. It's where you do analysis before the day of the route you're gonna take, finding benchmarks, old monuments, and it's always walking or using some sort of transportation. This year they only allowed us to take trains or buses or walk. So it was a lot. We had to walk a lot.
All day?
All day. Yeah. We have
6 hours.
6 hours. Yeah. They say just go and you gotta run for it and start taking pictures, and filming the monument and just posting it on Instagram. Because if you don't post it on Instagram, they don't count it. Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
That's genius.
But they run with a young surveyor. So we are assigned a young surveyor. Okay. And it's really fun. Don't take me wrong. All the other universities are watching the program. But now we get into the NSPS competitions. Everybody knows that Puerto Rico got there. Mm-hmm. And we take it really seriously. All the universities know and NSPS know that we take it really seriously. Yeah. And I tell them, that's why I want to tell you that they go through a training program because they need to run. They need to get resistance. Mm-hmm. Because I think last year we almost walked 30,000 steps in 6 hours.
Yeah.
So that's a lot.
That's a lot.
If you don't do exercise.
Sure.
And it's for me, you go beforehand, you have to have a very nice breakfast. Because we won't stop for eating. We won't stop for drinking. We won't stop for toilet. No.
So what's the criteria? Is it time and accuracy, I guess?
No, it's a collection of points. Okay. And dependent of the monument that we are getting is the score that we get.
Okay.
And at the
Gotcha.
same time, you have to post it. So then you got a bonus points because of posting
Mhm.
in that amount of time.
I gotcha.
So they just let the teams out, and usually it's next to a train station, and our team starts running. So
Everybody else.
downhill and we'll be running so it's a very fun activity besides getting to know the history of Washington DC.
Mm-hmm. That was my question, because all these monuments are like around DC and they're historical monuments, right?
Yeah. So they go all around the diamond of the Washington DC. And last year we started really close to that really old stone monuments. So it was very interesting, for them, not for Genesis and Jenny, but for some others that they haven't taken any classes at all. There's a course that we teach. Well, actually, I'm the one that teaches, and I bring that examples. But we don't have that kind of monuments in Puerto Rico. So for them, just looking and meeting that stone monument and how it's really protected and how it's
how old
preserved. So it's really amazing. So, a matter of fact, NSPS for us and for the university, especially for the students, it's just an activity that we are waiting every single year for it.
Looking forward to it every year. Yeah. Yeah. And those historical monuments, so like you said, you don't have that in Puerto Rico so much, right? So it's kind of like a treasure hunt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And everyone you find's like, that's awesome. Yeah, I got another one. Super cool. So how did you guys get interested in surveying?
Okay. Well, I didn't know what surveying is. Well, mainly I think nobody in Puerto Rico knows what surveying is when they're going to study it.
Here either.
Anyway.
Unless they are in a big dispute of land.
Correct. Yeah, then they know.
Yeah. So I wanted to study civil engineering, but I didn't have the GPA to enter by one point. Oh. So I began to research or look for alternative. And then I found a surveyor who talked to me into it. And he was explaining to me, and I was like, well, this is cool. I need to give it like a break. And I started taking classes. And I think it was one activity from our chapter about getting to know the instrument that we have in our university. I met Evie, and that's when I was like very curious. And she was like, come here. I've seen you like looking around and wanting to get to know everything. And that's when she also pulled me in my first year as the NSPS team. So that's where I got.
You're hooked.
Yeah. No, now I don't want to know about civil. Well, like I'm studying.
Do it anyway.
I love surveying.
That's
yeah. So cool.
Well, in my case, I wanted to study like mechanical engineer, but I didn't have the GPA. Okay. But I started with surveying, and I wasted 3 years of my life trying to change. And it wasn't until my first internship that I got that I understood like civil surveying. So I think like I didn't choose the profession, but the profession chose me. So I'm really grateful because thanks to the internship, I learned a lot about the importance of surveying. So I wouldn't change it, even though I wasted 3 years of my life.
You got So what would you say to young girls that, you know, if you went to speak to some school students or something, what would you say to them to get them?
That's activities that they have to do through the student chapter.
Okay. So through our student chapter, we have been going to high schools to talk about this, because mainly in our high school, nobody talk about that. Our counselor don't even know much about surveying. Yeah. So, we reach out to our high school, old high school, members high school, so we can have a lot more high schools so they can know. And, we have open house in our university where high school comes. Oh, yeah. And they don't know. So we try to reach out to everyone, talk about it, look for the way that they can get into it. Like we just, Play-Doh and explain some type of, the contours and everything so they can get hooked with it. Cause if we talk some people don't understand. So you gotta hook, and you gotta take a hook and get the kids into it.
What age group? I'm sorry, I may have missed it. What age group kids are you talking to? Is it middle school or what?
We talk to everyone, like kindergarten. Like that's why we try to play with Play-Doh so they can know like different elevations when you like put like different ways of the Play-Doh. And we also talk to like high school kids and everything. We just try to connect the way that we want it to be connected in high school, because sometimes when adults like talk to us, they forget how being kids are.
They just hear, wow.
So we just we just try to be in their shoes. We try to be like, I knew how you were, so I know that when I talk, you're not listening to me. So I try the best way to connect with them and trying to know what they want and trying to like let them know that sometimes you want something, but you don't know until you do that. So that's
so true.
That's our main reason. Like, that's why we tell our story. Like, that's the most important part of like our interaction, telling our story. And some girls, like, that's when they see like change and they're like, oh, I'm going to give it a try.
And also, let me just share with you guys what has been happening with the students that get into our program. And actually, they don't know. Let me just explain how it goes. There's a School of Engineering at Mayagüez campus. And you got all the engineering fields, and then you got land surveying. So usually land surveying is the one that has the GPS lowest. So most of the counselors in the schools tell the kids, if you don't get into mechanical engineering or if you don't get into electrical engineering, get into surveying.
So these are counselors, like in high school?
Yes.
See, that's where we're missing the boat here.
No.
Hugely missing the boat.
Most of the counselors don't even know what is land surveying.
Right.
But it's been tough, you know. I'm not expecting our kids, you know, our students to go to all the schools, you know. So that's why we do open houses. That's why we are going in through the social media and creating a lot of conscience. So although what we're going to do with the students that get into our program, you know, I'm going to tell you, a few years ago, I'm telling you that was right after Maria. Surveying program in Mayagüez campus got 125 new students. There were more freshman students in surveying than in civil engineering.
Oh, so what was that change? Like what made that change?
It was just that they were not able to get into, so they got into
made that big a difference that fast.
But then what happened? How do we, that we are very few professors, what we can do in order for them to stay? So they are the ones that help us out. So one of the projects that I teach I teach a lot of courses, but in my introductory course, that is Geoholics 1, I asked the students to look for a land surveyor, a professional land surveyor, and spend at least one day with them. One day. I don't know what they're going to do. Well, there's one thing. There's a way that I get to know what's going around because most of them look for a construction site or something like that.
Sure.
But that student might spend the whole day looking, doing, and spending time with the land surveyor.
So you hook them in that.
Yep. Great idea. And you have these employers that are willing to participate in this.
Because they were my partners of study, and I have so many because I've been 20 on my own. So most of them, as students, they at that point they really get to know the profession, or they say, I don't want this. So that's, for me, that's extraordinary, because then you know what you're gonna do, or you decide, this is not my plan. I'm not spending any more time on the program. I'm not going to be more statistics in land surveying. I'm turning into another. And that might help a lot. But then there's some of the students that all of a sudden a land surveyor needed a helper, and then, didn't got anybody. And all of a sudden he has a student. And now the student has a job.
It's a win-win.
So it's a win-win situation. For me, I always teach, there's a course that I teach that is map projections. This is profession projection.
Mm-hmm.
So they can see what, like I said, what are you going to do when you grow older?
Yeah. Yep.
And it's been working out.
Yep.
Because they actually go to the real world.
Sure. Yep.
And they can connect, they can create, the link. Fortunately, now there's so many co-ops and there's so many internships because all our excellent alumni, they need them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're getting good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you've
going now good.
Basically like developed a culture of this.
Yes.
Honestly, and that's huge. Huge. Yeah. Everybody's kind of paddling in the same direction and gets what the objective is to getting involved with this.
And at the same time, don't take me wrong, but I get to know my students.
Mm-hmm.
So I know if she's this way, then I know that Hennessy might work with her or Jenny might work with her.
Like matchmaking.
Because
Yep.
Yeah.
Genius.
So you're putting them into a position that that they're going to get fulfillment and learn and have that connection. Yeah.
To have a connection with your employee. And your employee needs to have connection because
and not everybody's a good fit.
That's right. And so some people that go in and start working end up not liking it and leaving. Yeah.
Yeah. That's worse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
It's worse for both parts.
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Because one will be frustrated and the other one will be, why you did that to me?
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. You guys got to figure it out. And it's making a difference, right? Like there's more and more females getting into the profession.
Let me just tell you, our program, is about to turn 40 years.
Wow. Amazing.
And I got the statistics. And our program has graduated almost 100 females.
Wow.
So based on that, unfortunately, last year we were only 10 land surveyors females in Puerto Rico. Out of that 10, 7 were professional land surveyors and 3 were SITs. Professional land surveyors in Puerto Rico need to be registered. Land surveyors need to be registered and be part of the Professional College of Land Surveyors, Engineers and Land Surveyors of Puerto Rico. So we were only 400 land surveyors. And out of those 400, only 10 women. And I said, this cannot be.
Yeah.
So
how long ago was that?
It took me, it was almost like 14 months ago.
Okay. All right.
So I said, we need to do something.
Yeah.
Everybody talk about it. Nobody will get it. And I said, I'm going to do it. So since I know all of them, I call them personally. We need to meet. We need to meet. We need to do this. We need to do this. So fortunately, we were able to do a virtual meeting and 7 of the 10 were able to talk. And I propose that we do an association that will have all the females that have studied in Puerto Rico or are studying in Puerto Rico. So that was the seed or the genesis for the woman in surveying in Puerto Rico.
Wow. So those pink ladies yesterday?
Oh, yeah.
Found her. We were there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That makes sense now. That is amazing. Wow.
So our first meeting, you won't believe, we were virtually and we were almost 50 females.
50?
Virtually. But the group turned out
Puerto Rico's gotta go.
Me too. I'm convinced. Yes.
Yeah. So we start working on it, and every single month we will do an activity, and it was virtually. So we will have very scheduled meeting. It was almost an 70 minutes. 70 to 75 minutes.
Yep.
I asked them, please take that time for yourself. Even though you're working, even though you have a family, take that time for yourself. So we start creating, I got into 3 of the surveyors to help me out. So we are the chairs of the of the women in surveying in Puerto Rico. And we try to do every single month an activity that will help us out. So there was one day that we have Erika Montalvo, that she's Lunes de Set. I don't know if you know her. She's a land surveyor on the States, and she's a bartender, and she has a very nice Instagram that she does very nice drinks. So we had half an hour of a very nice talk. For instance, it was a psychologist talking about self-love and how to balance our lives.
Yep.
And then we have the social activity. So it was creating a drink. So everybody will turn the cell phones or the computers into the kitchen.
Yeah.
And we will do our drinks in our houses. And then a 10 minutes just to wrap up.
Great idea.
Another time we did charcuterie.
Yep.
So we got all that. And in that sense, we group professionals, the ones who haven't got the license, but are doing surveying.
Yep.
And the students.
Yep. Yep. And you built that camaraderie and yeah.
But for me, it was so fun because they were, I was able to connect. Oh, you have a kid that goes to basketball. You have a kid that goes into basketball. You can meet. Oh, you work here. So I did all this network. Oh, I need somebody to help me out. Oh, I will call one of them.
Yeah.
Will you do this? So it was networking.
It's got to be so rewarding, right?
They'll make me cry. Because every time that I'll come here and I talk to them, I cry.
Yeah.
You make me cry.
You were talking yesterday and I had to step out of the room and I was crying. You know why? It's been 29 years.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And I get to know them as Johnny and Yanielyz. They grow up. They have kids. They move into another states. They become residents, managers, or project managers, or they turn into, oh my God, I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry.
They turn into their companies.
Yep.
And although everybody might know me, that I'm very tough.
Yeah.
I do tough love.
Sure.
He's tough.
Yep.
He's tough.
Yeah. But you learn. And you grow.
Then it's rewarding.
Well, and not that you're doing it for this reason, but look at the legacy that you're building and you're leaving, right? I mean, it's so powerful.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Talk about paying it forward to the profession. I mean, that's incredible. Yeah.
It's just providing them empowerment.
Yep.
Thank you, Evie.
Yes. Yes.
I wish,
You're changing lives.
Yes.
It's giving them an
you're changing
example.
lives.
If I can do it, and most of them have known me through several stages in my life. And life is tough, like you were saying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We go through, sorry to tell you, but
he knows.
We go through a lot of stuff, and we have to juggle so many things. And sometimes we have to just say, no, I cannot do this. And I want to do it. Why? I have to turn away a job because I need to take care of them. And even though they are not my kids' blood related, but they came with me. So I have a responsibility with them.
Yep. Yeah.
Not everybody does that.
No.
I'm sorry.
No,
but for me, it's just, it's
Yeah.
a vocation. Vocation? I don't know if I say.
Yeah.
It's a passion.
It's a passion. Yeah, for sure. Let's talk about the conference just a little bit, or the summit. Have you guys been to the Women Surveyor Summit before?
Yes, I did.
This is your first time?
Yes.
And how about you said you've been to a couple others? Or
Yeah. So every single year is different.
I was going to ask you for your perspective on that.
But let me just tell you, last year, I get to meet somebody that I met 30 years ago.
What?
In an American is Wendy Lamthrop. I met her.
The AutoCAD person, right?
She's a very well respected.
Yeah. So, did she do something with AutoCAD? Am I
She's
thinking
more
about the same
into
person?
boundaries, more into boundaries.
Okay.
Wendy Lamthrop.
Yeah.
I haven't seen her for 30 years. She was my sponsor when I went into Puerto University.
Oh my God.
I met her in an activity like this, and it used to be under American Congress Surveying and Mapping.
Oh, yeah.
So I was in shock. So no matter what year you come, you will see people that are related or that it goes through your same path or something that might be similar.
Yeah.
So for them coming, it's the first year.
Yep.
But maybe in 5 years, they're going to see people that are turning in a totally different way as they are.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's not going to be 170 ladies there. There's going to be 370 ladies there.
Hopefully.
Would that be amazing? Yeah.
Hopefully.
Well, on that note, though, let's
what do the girls think of this?
This being your first experience on this, what are some of your takeaways so far? Like, what are you going to leave this summit and take with you?
Well, I personally love that we got to see like different things, like topics, actually mental health. I think is very, very, very important. So the Sphere project that we haven't got to even see, I don't know. It's growing. Networking. Being a different place also is, super, super blow mind. So I think, and I told already Evie, I'm thinking about coming next year. That's the perspective.
Yeah.
Well, same as her. I think the most important part is networking, but also like seeing like a lot of people here began with nothing and they fulfill their dreams just because they put their mind into it. Like just seeing like TS, Trinity, Land Survey, and TLS, like how they started and knowing like that sphere that everyone is so shocking about, just knowing the background of it. Me knowing background of it is like really like awesome.
Super cool.
Like just knowing a lot of backgrounds of construction sites that people do enjoy, just like their entertainment. But me knowing like the background of it makes me really happy because I know it was one's dream and it came true. So I know that my dream came true. Like just knowing that people here just did it.
So awesome.
And have you made a few contacts across Australia that you, Australia. Someone now across America that you feel that you'll keep in contact with now that, you've sort of met here?
I think it's our first year, so we're very, very shy, but we have been like getting to know another people here. I mean, we're all women. We all understand everyone. Like, I was talking to Genesis when, yesterday there was like your conference, like everyone was talking about so many details that it was like, man, like I'm not the only one that thinks this way.
Yeah.
I'm not the only one that has to balance studying with being like responsible with the team, the chapter, and my own life. So it happens in the university, it happens in the life, and it happens when you work.
Yeah.
So it was like awesome seeing like we got like each other's back basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm curious from your guys' perspective. I'm sure there's some ladies that are going to be listening to this that, couldn't make it this year and they're on the fence about coming and making the decision to do so. What would you tell them?
Wow.
Darcy.
Well, I think that like you gotta give it a try because I was one hesitant on like spending money, but sometimes you don't understand like the growth like personal and professional that you can take out of it in like if you don't come here. And there's a lot of topics or things that you might have questions or doubts about, and you may think like someone else doesn't have it. But when you come here, you understand that there like people do have it. You're not the only one. Like yesterday talking about mothers, children, like how they have to work balance. Like there's a lot of topics that here we don't discuss. Like it's not only about land surveying and survey. It's about being a human, being a woman, being you, like just knowing about a lot of personalities and just trying to figure out life. Like this is just helping you out to just have a way to understand that you're not alone on this.
I think I have a tear in my eye now. That was powerful. Jeez. Amazing. Well said. Well said. Yes. Evie, I'll give you the last word here. What's your perspective on the summit this year, and what would you tell ladies that are, thinking about coming next year?
First thing, like Genesis says, everything is worth. And if you don't give a chance to know somebody else, to know a group that will give you power, that will give you empathy, that will give you guidance. And at the same time point, it will give you a light. Because I know that there are some ladies over here that they don't know what they're going to do at this stage.
Yeah.
This summit will light you up. And like, there's a movie that says, enlighten me. So I will tell all the ladies, come to the summit, be enlightened.
And then you're going to recruit them and take them back to Puerto Rico.
See what I can do.
What else, Peter? Anything else? What an amazing conversation. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Save the best for last.
It's just been amazing, and thank you for sharing your stories, because it's so great to get your stories across here for everybody else to see, like, how powerful we can be, and and how we can support each other, and the difference that it makes.
Thank you for everything you're doing.
Thank you.
And also, like, I wanted to add that if you're hesitant, you should come, because this is the first time that I have been in Las Vegas, and it was worth it. Like, I had to learn a lot about surveying in Las Vegas, and me being a student, I never thought that I was gonna make it here. So
fantastic.
Next year is going to be in San Diego.
Yes. So yes.
Please.
Amazing place.
San Diego, 17th to the 20th of September. Announced. Yeah.
Start looking for plane tickets.
Start saving.
Much better than this.
You continue to grow. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
You can feel it. Everybody is just so passionate. And, oh, man, this has been amazing. Thank you guys so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you.